Here at Franchise City, we help investors find the right franchise, and a lot of that has to do with educating people, as we do in a lot of these videos on our YouTube channel. And one of the brands that we are asked most often about is the Subway franchise. Now, there is absolutely no question that Subway, as a corporation, is hugely successful. But does that bear any relevance to you as an individual unit franchise owner? We're certainly all familiar with the high points regarding the Subway franchise. In this video, we're going to look at some of the reasons that you might consider not investing in a franchise, and the top 4 reasons that Subway might not be such a good choice. Number 1 we're going to look at is massive competition. And if you live in a major city and you have a desire for a submarine, you won't drive more than a couple of blocks usually before seeing another Subway franchise. And that's wonderful for you as a sub-desiring consumer. But for a franchisee, this is not so great. When you combine the fact that your store is fiercely competing with many other Subways, with the very low margins that are seen on promotions such as the $5 sub, you have a recipe for working hard for very little pay. Additionally, Subway, as a corporation, despite its massive success, has seen revenue declines over the past few years, which brings us to our next point, number 2, which is store closures. And Subway reportedly in 2016 had over 359 store closures. And that was the first time ever that they shuttered any stores. And for the past 4 years, we've actually been cautioning Subway investors on what appeared to be a potentially oversaturated and overheated market. And despite all this information being publicly available online, you still see individuals lining up to buy the Subway franchise. And you see this same type of irrational behavior in real estate speculation, as well as stock market investing. Right before a crash or before a decline, there is a massive influx of investors who throw their money at this supposedly incredible opportunity. But the opportunity only looks incredible because everyone else is doing it. Once it hits bottom, people look inward, they learn their lesson. And you can't really blame investors, as the illusion seeing these franchisees everywhere, they assume it means guaranteed success, when in fact what it means is extremely intense competition. Now that brings us to number 3, which is low unit sales. And whenever I take calls from clients asking me first about Subway, and this is very often, I ask them, so I assume money then is not that important, as a joke. And I'll hear silence on the phone. They've done no research. Again, we have people who, for no good reason other than it's a big name, want to throw money at a franchise despite having no idea about the economics, the operational model, or anything else for that matter. People, education is your friend and knowledge is power. And it's quite easy to find out how much a Subway franchise earns and the average sales per unit. If we look at the QSR 50, unit earnings for a Subway franchise is approximately $424,000 per year. Now, it's important to note, and interesting also, that back in 2012, Subway AUVs were $482,000. So we've seen a decline of per store revenue of $60,000. So stores in just 5 years are earning $60,000 less than they did in 2012. Now, some of you might think still $424,000, that's not that bad. But remember, Subway takes 12.5% right off the top. It's an 8% royalty and a 4.5% ad fee. Then you've got your rent. Then you have your employee salaries, your insurance, your ingredients, your taxes. All these things come out of that number. And don't forget that you have relatively low margins to begin with. And what's left over for an owner is really not that much. And it's interesting, if you look on Subway's own website, when asked in their frequently asked questions, how much can you earn? They suggest that you speak only to multi-unit owners. They don't want you to speak to people who only own one store. And from a revenue perspective, Subway is second to the bottom only with Baskin-Robbins ice cream, which is typically a seasonal business. They're the second lowest earnings per unit revenue. Brings us to our next, number 4, which is disgruntled owners. And we hear it firsthand from people who contact us asking to sell their existing franchise. And if you Google, it's not hard to find owners who are mad at Subway for many reasons, including these super low margins, what they perceive as overly aggressive expansion policies. You have regional managers that are incented to open store after store and apparently can make life difficult for an individual owner. Now, I should preface that there are, of course, Subway franchise owners who are extremely happy and have done extremely well, but most of these were ones who got in before all these problems started happening, when it was still an emerging brand in growth mode. Always make sure that you invest at the right side of the growth curve when it's going up, not at the top when it's potentially about to go down. Again, this is speculation, but we're telling you as we know it. So it's up to you to take all this information, do as much research, and decide whether buying a Subway is a wise decision. Just always be sure to do this due diligence, educate yourself, be realistic, and don't buy just because everybody else is buying. Now, here at Franchise City, we help people find the most profitable franchises. We'll tell you the good, we'll tell you the bad. We work with over 600 national franchise brands as brokers, and we work with several food franchises that we feel might be better choices than Subway. If you'd like to discuss some of the up-and-coming brands, you can complete the form on this page or give us a call to set up a consultation with a broker. There's never a charge for our service, and your franchise will never cost you more by working with a broker. Rob Edwards, Franchise City. Thanks for watching.